What's up? What's up, everybody, ladies and gentlemen, people of all ages around the world? This is probably out of your age bracket. Okay, I thought B More Brown would be first. What's up? Y'all know what time it is. Reasonable Doubt, Illmatic. I even broke out the 10-year anniversary Illmatic. Oh yeah. Let's do it. Let's go. Song for song. I'm the illest brother doing it until you prove me wrong. Do you believe? Now, this is the original Reasonable Doubt. The one with the 45 on the cover, on the disc. If you don't have this Reasonable Doubt, you ain't got the real one. You ain't got the one with the 45 on there. You ain't got it when it came out. You got the reprint. Boom. RD. Now, Reasonable Doubt came out. I was the only person telling people about Jay-Z. And there was a lot of different things going on at that time that a lot of you just weren't aware of. Jay-Z had been trying to get a record deal for a long period of time, but there was a lot of noise being made about him once he switched up his style. And when he was making this album, he was making it based off the education he got from watching other artists who were out. Like AZ was out during that time, Nas was out, Biggie was out. So he knew, he said, okay, my style that I used to rap in, I have to tweak it a little bit because it can't be exactly the way I do it anymore. That style is kind of played. I need to kind of see what they're doing here, and we're going to go that route. And the thing about Reasonable Doubt is these are like real stories. Like real stories and things that's happened in Jay-Z's life. And to people he knew and all the verses and things like that. That's why people in his crew in Brooklyn feel this record. This is like the hood record, which is very similar to Illmatic. Illmatic is filled with a lot of stories that happened in the bridge. But this is a hood album. This is an album that's really dedicated to his hood, to his neighborhood. So it got worldwide accepted, but this was an album that was made for the hood. Now, going into the world is yours. See, here's the thing about Illmatic. When Illmatic dropped, before it dropped, the first thing I ever heard on this album was Halftime. Halftime came on like one time and nobody talked about it. So when I saw Nas for the very first time, I actually saw Halftime. I said, man, I saw this dude, he did Halftime. So when Halftime dropped, that's what I'm thinking, Halftime. I'm like, oh, okay, Halftime, that's cool. And it's the original. No repress, nothing. This is a real Nas disc for Illmatic. So when It Ain't Hard to Tell came out, I wasn't mesmerized. Everybody else was mesmerized by it. I really didn't feel It Ain't Hard to Tell. I mean, people were blown away by the beat and all the break dances and the hip hop. Man, they just took it. It was their song. It ain't hard to tell. The lyrics got me for It Ain't Hard to Tell. My song was Halftime. I thought Halftime was better. I liked Halftime. That was my flavor of music. I was like, then New York State of Mind. And then I heard Life's a Bitch and then The World Is Yours. Once The World Is Yours came, I was like, I never listened to that song. It Ain't Hard to Tell. I never touched that song again. I was like, man, y'all love that song? I was like, they love the beat. I'm like, but the rhymes was dope. And I went back and listened to it one day. I said, man, this rhyme is incredible. Because it was one of those rhymes when he write everything past the margin. The rhyme was like steadily going. I'm like, wow, that's crazy what he just did. And that's when I started to feel the song, It Ain't Hard to Tell. So I started to like it at a different time. B. More Brown finally showed up. I was just talking about him. I was like, normally he the first one to pop up. But let me show you something most people don't have. You see what this says? Jay-Z, In My Lifetime. See, this is the original ski mix and the big jazz radio mix. People don't have this. No, you don't. God. You see, if you ain't got this got the both versions of In My Lifetime. This is before Jay-Z was out. You know, this is when he was with Freeze Records and all this stuff. There was no Rockefeller Records. Payday Records, written and produced by Jay-Z for Lulu Pub, BMI. None of this stuff was going on. So I knew about Jay-Z before he even came out. You know, like, and I was up here in Chicago. Imagine that. I mean, I can understand if you're in New York. You'd be like, we been no Jay. Imagine a Chicago dude. So when I tell you, I got Jay popping in Chicago, that's really what happened. I had people playing Jay-Z, Reasonable Doubt, that wouldn't even give it a play because it was all about Machiavelli and Tupac at the time. They ain't want to hear nothing else. If it wasn't Tupac or Biggie, then Chicago, they ain't want to care to hear. Nas, alright, we'll listen to Nas. If I Rule the World, it was the Fugees, well, Tupac. That's it. So I had to trick people to listen to this. When I did Coming to Age, I knew Coming to Age is a song they wanted to listen to. 22 Tools. I knew how to tell them. I'll be play track this one, play that track. Then I'll be like, play this one, play track 3. When they hear Biggie on Brooklyn's Finest, they be, that's Biggie. Oh man, he know Biggie. So when they started to give him the chance, and they was like, oh man, this is dope. Yeah, I like that. These Evils, you can't hit them with These Evils right away. You gotta, especially we were riding in the car. These Evils ain't something you listen to in the car. If you at your boy crib and it's playing, you put in This Evils and just letting it play while he playing a video game or playing Madden or something, he'll start to get it. Because then they can listen to the lyric. Now, let's go through the songs and the impact. Now, right away, y'all were telling me Illmatic is better. From reading the comments, I still see some Reasonable Doubt people out there. But here's the thing. Reasonable Doubt has 10 songs, which is really 9. Because the Genesis is not really a song. So you got every song on here, though. You're talking about some of the best songs ever made in that time and era. I mean, every song could be a #1 hit. There is no whack song on this album. Do you understand that? Not one song on here is whack. Not one. I didn't like It Ain't Hard to Tell, and I tried to find a whack song on here. There isn't one. It does not exist. Every song on here can chart anything and top anything that was put out. Every song. There is no filler. This album, without a doubt, will be called a classic forever. It's timeless. It extends through every universe in time. I mean, Memory Lane, The Sitting in the Park, One Love, One Time for Your Mind is the only song people try to challenge to say it's not perfection. One Time for Your Mind is great also. If you listen, it's an old throwback song to the old guys and the hip hop guys. That's right, it's One Time for Your Mind. This is all people in the park. Hip hop way back in the day. Represent. Everybody from New York had a song called Represent. But you had to have a song called Represent on your album. But Represent, yo. Represent. The bars, the voice, everything. Nas had it. Now, we go to RD. This is a more in-depth album. That's what's going to probably surprise a lot of you people. This album is more in-depth than Illmatic. This is timeless. This is a timeless album. It is lyrically Jay-Z's best work because it was coming from things and stories he knew. And it was so in-depth that it was on a whole different scale. It was telling you about basically the drug world, the hustling world, on that other side of it, and the parallels between the two worlds of trying to be on the straight and narrow and trying to survive during that whole ordeal. "22 Twos" was by far the most creative song I had heard at the time. Oh, you like the Stunning Shades? Hold on one sec. I'll answer her back in a minute. Princess is hitting me up, so I'll let you know in a minute. Now, these are Stunning Shades. Y'all want to take them off so y'all can see my eyes? Can I live? Can I live? And remember, boom. That's the original one with the 45 on it. If you don't have this one, you have the reprocessed one. And you are not a day one Jay-Z Reasonable Doubt guy. You are not a day one. Better production. There are two different kinds of records. Like, it's about style. This had a more soul style that was risky but needed at the time. That's why Reasonable Doubt stood out so much. Everything in that era was sounding alike. Like Nas, Illmatic. It was written. Machiavelli. Everybody was on the Italian mob sound and all the new age stuff. Rockefeller had their own sound. They had the old school soul sound, like the actual funk records. That's what they used to play. Like when you hear Reservoir Dogs, that beat. All those that was called the Rockefeller sound. That's why Jay-Z's favorite R&B artist is Renee and Angela, you know. Imaginary player. Yeah, so that's why he took Imaginary Playmates. I'll be good. You know, Jay-Z used to be the record he used to listen to all the time because his mom used to play that record all the time. Like all these songs. So those was his favorite groups growing up. So he used to rap to that. So all his songs early on you'll hear a lot of Renee and Angela. And a lot of his songs sampled. But this album here, from Feeling It, Dead Presidents 2, and he changed the lyrics. The Dead Presidents you hear on here is not the version that he got for the video. Jay used to switch it up and give you new vocals on every single one. He used to switch them up to make sure you bought the singles. And can you believe nobody wanted to sign Jay-Z to a record deal? Def Jam passed on him. So Priority distributed. They came with their own label first and put out their first record. The only real commercial records on here, remember my boy did like 2 songs? He did the song with Can't Knock the Hustle, Jay-Z first song. Nobody. Nobody did this track on here. Can't Knock the Hustle with Mary J. Blige. He had 3 like commercial songs. Nope, nobody did that song, buddy. Not Ski. DJ Nobody. Nobody did the beat. Matter of fact, I got it right here in my Raptor bag. Let me see. Can't Knock the Hustle. Yep, produced and mixed by nobody. See if y'all could see that. It's produced and mixed by nobody. Nobody was a homeboy of mine. He used to work in Wyclef studio a lot. But he was for real. He did 4 tracks for my homie. He did the NBA 95 or whatever, NBA Live or 2K, one of them. So yeah, I'm lying, dude. Whatever that guy said. Yeah, let's believe you. I am watching it. It's on. I got it recording. I got the Stevens fight on. I'm going to go down there when we get to the Stevens fight. The Gamboa fight was really boring. Roy Jones had me cracking up because I think he brought the punch Max Kellerman. So, here it is again. Boom. This is the original. Boom. Boom. So for me, it's Illmatic though. I can't go past Illmatic. It's too many joints on here that is just absolutely incredible. But I probably have heard more songs repeatedly off of Reasonable Doubt. That's crazy. And for the bonus round, we go to the 10-year anniversary version. Not that 20-year anniversary one. I'll show you the 10-year anniversary one. The one that came with the hit song Star Wars on the bonus disc. And then he had On the Real. All you fake dudes know the deal. See, that's the original Star Wars bonus disc for the Illmatic. They had all remixes to the song, plus 2 new songs. Like I said, this is all these songs you're listening to. None of these songs are hard to tell, represent, halftime, the world is yours. All of this is like songs you could tell that happened on the block. This song don't really get out the neighborhood. This album doesn't get out the neighborhood. It's some cool homeboy hood hip hop rap. Now, this is on a whole nother level, an in-depth rap. Taking you into the drug world. Different stories. It gets outside. There are commercial songs made on this album. This album was made to sell. This was made for the block. Jay-Z saw everybody music come out and he learned. He said, I gotta do this. And this is the way it's gotta be done. I'm seeing how Pac came out with the double CD. I'm seeing Biggie out. He blowing up. I'm seeing how Method Man dropped his thing and blew up. I'm seeing how Nas just came out, and he just came out with It Was Written and the style they using. Okay, I know what I need to do. So he came out, Jigga Jay-Z with the fly, old school pimp, like the mobster. But he didn't use the Italian string beats that everybody was using. They just used the same, soul, Rockefeller, funk sound. Like they had a real bass player back there. Plus, here we go again. I'm going to show y'all again. Boom. For all you day ones who want to be a day one, you ain't a day one if you don't have this. Don't think you're going to get it online. Because if you ain't had this, you ain't a day one. That's what's up. Why would Nas idolize Jay-Z? Jay-Z was trying to be them. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to be them. All right. I arrived just in time for the fight. Well, I call all women princess, so until I find the queen, they are always princess. So that's what I call it. So y'all never told me y'all picked the new people who just showed up. So I guess it's unanimous then. Illmatic is just swarming. Man. Either one isn't a bad pick. It depends on your style of what you listening to. And, Illmatic is some real hip-hop type record. It's not a commercial record, really. Like, it's nothing you going to play in the club. Like, Jay on Reasonable Doubt had some club records. Like I said, he had records to stretch out from here to there. So, it's an entirely different scenario. Jay changed the style up, and they did what they had to do. Oh wow, Curtis Stevens ain't fighting like he gonna be around here long. I don't know how they let him get away with his beard being so thick. I don't know why people think that really helps you, though. Like, it takes something off of it. You just gonna get punched in the beard. That's all it is. It's really a target practice. Oh, gosh. Really? Just give him your body and let him hit and key off on you? Then you bring your mom out here to see you get beaten down like this? So what album versus album do y'all want to see next? You know this is volume 28, which makes that there were 27 other ones that you missed. So there is a playlist. Go check out the playlist so you can get up to date. Okay, that's an interesting one. We might do that one next. I mean, I saw a very interesting one. Takal versus Busta Rhymes, The Coming. I'm very interested in to know why did you choose those two. The Marshall Mathers LP versus Get Rich or Die Trying. Why not the Slim Shady LP? Pistons not making the offs. You want to bet? Do you want to bet? Keisha, what's up? Is that my Keisha? That can't be my Keisha. Everybody's sitting around waiting to get an email from Remy Ma or Nicki Minaj. Or, I mean, not Nicki Minaj, but Remy Ma or Papoose people. Curtis Stevens got a lot of heart. But, you know, heart is a thing that gets you in a situation, but you got to have the skill and everything else to go with it. He's trying to wear down David Lemieux, which is a smart thing if he's going to fight this type of fight. But you got to be able to take the fire. And right now he's taking the fire. He wants Lemieux to tire out so he can come on strong. But you got to have a jab or something. Lemieux is getting tired and he was falling for the trap. But you got to have a jab or something out here, man. It's terrible. The Carter 3 versus the Carter 2. Oh, Carter 2 is garbage. Carter 3 destroys Carter 2. You might as well say Carter 1 versus Carter 3. Carter 2 was garbage. I'm going to get on my Roxy from 106 in Park. It was garbage. It was garbage. That kind of too much garbage. What song is you know what? Let me go back and revisit 2. I'll go back and listen to 2, but I'm telling you, as of right now, from what I remember, 2 wasn't that great. He had a mixtape to come out like right after 2. And it was like the mixtape was great, but 2 wasn't that good. Okay, Stevens just coming to brawl. But this might play in his favor if he could withstand 4 rounds of David Lemieux. Because Lemieux's going to be there. He's going to get tired. He's a big boy. He's way bigger than Stevens, but he don't hit like Gennady Golovkin. And all he really got is that left hook. Once you take that away, you could do a lot. But Stevens, if he ever used a jab, he could set up a lot of stuff for himself. His whole thing is just power punches. Get in the shell, let David Lemieux tee off on him. He try to take it, come forward when David Lemieux gets tired. There you go. He fired a jab. I didn't think he knew how to do that. Okay, now he finna try. He finally came out of the shell defense, and now he's boxing for the first time. All right, Stevens. All right, now you got my attention. And now he's knocked out. He is knocked out cold. Just like that. I said he got my attention. Boom, he's out cold. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Well, there you go. I mean, he is asleep too. Like somebody read him a book, a bedtime story. I hope he's all right. That was vicious. I'm like, okay, he doing all right. He's jabbing. He got my attention. Then the left hook happened, and it was all over. Right, left. He was asleep with his eyes open. Open. I mean, sleep with his eyes open. Do y'all want to see a dead body? Big. Woo! Vicious. My man, they trying to talk to him. He's still asleep. My man is still asleep. Look, he's just sleeping. Leave him alone. They might well have let him get some sleep in, man. I mean, boxing coming back. It ain't never went nowhere. What is you talking about? 5 million people just watched Garcia and Keith Thurman. 5 million. I hope he can wake up. Ooh. Oh no, bro. That's not faking. He got hit with a very serious left hook. You don't fake like that in front of your mama. I mean, this guy's a left hook expert. That's the only punch he really has. He's a big boy, but man, they taking him out on the stretch. I hope he's all right. He seems to be up now. He's conscious. It's just precaution. And then his mama got to sit here. I know she's going through it all. She telling them to get the camera out my face. But yeah, he's all right. Curtis Stevens is all right. They just doing it as a precaution. But they are not equipped to get him out of the ring. No, Superb was in the. This is what happened. Superb was in the room. It's called catching lines, dude. He's in the room where everybody's throwing lines around, and he suggested some lines like, "Yo, man, why don't we do this? Hey, man, why don't we do this?" You know, he's throwing lines around. So Tupac was doing that Frank White for a poster. There was a poster that Death Row made. It's a whole calendar of posters that they were making. That's why you see Tupac in the tub and all that stuff. And he wasn't naked. He had on some gold like trunks around his waist. He wasn't naked in there. Kendrick all day. I tell you what, Kendrick wouldn't mess with Papoose any day of the week. I tell you that much. J. Cole wouldn't touch. Nope, trust me. None of them guys would stand with Pap. Did you hear anybody who thinking like that? Go listen to Papoose Control response. Go listen to Papoose Control response. Nobody touching that. All right, I'm glad you out, man. Thanks for stopping by. Boom. That's where Brooklyn at, man, you know. It is what it is. Murder Mook versus Pap. That would be something. Yeah, Banks would probably give it to him. It'd be a good battle. Jay Electronica, we gotta stop mentioning him. We gotta stop mentioning him until he put out that album. Oh, Jay was scared of him, man. Jay scared of Pap. Dre was scared of Pap. But the thing was, he didn't want Pap in the business because of his association with K Slay. But see, Nas is not a battle rapper. Yeah, Kaz will get with him. Oh, Eugene, and we got plenty of videos talking about why Isaiah Thomas is better than Jordan. Ask who beat who. Ask who beat who more. Everybody's expecting to hear a diss tonight. So people are just waiting and holding on. A Mets hat? No way, brother. Yeah, Jean Grey was tight. I wonder what happened to Jean Grey. Dennis Rodman made your team better. Supposedly Remy and Nicki got a diss track coming tonight. So everybody's like, Remy and Papoose supposed to be going after Young Money. Supposedly. That's just the talk right now. Now, I got a video talking about the best rappers in the game right now, and back then came from the Bay. So I don't know what you talking about. See, the Bay rappers are different from West, like LA. I gotta tell people the difference between the two because people from Midwest, New York, they don't know the difference. To them, it's Cali. Cali's all the same. And it's not all the same. If you see anybody from the Bay and LA, it's entirely two different worlds. They're not the same. They're not even close. The Crips are not even the same. It's entirely different. But the Bay is where all the rappers I used to deal with was at. Was in the Bay. Biggity, Spice One, Short Dog, all of them. Then you think everybody rap like them, but they don't. They got MCs that'll take your head off. And Vince Staples right now, as I just said, he had the best EP of 2016. How many times do I have to tell people to stay up with Vince Staples? And I done told people to, I'm like, look, he had the best mixtape, EP of anybody. Of anybody. From 2016. Show dogs in the house. Chick got loud with a bone ass mouth. Tough ass chick got knocked out. It's dangerous music. They had a live band playing. You got Pee Wee hitting them keys. Back kind of fat, it was scaling it. It kind of fat like a elephant. Except for that thing you want, you need to come get this dangerous phone. Cause we ain't putting out no, now you going out like MC. Ain't nothing killing in the sucker. So why you want to make fake beats? Shoulda came real like the Oakland City. Beat you to death with an F hip. Oh, Pooh Man. Oh man, did Spice One ever tear him up? Did Spice ever tear him up? Oh my God. You know you done messed up, don't you? You know you're just a fat mother. You know you ain't got no hit records. You know? Like I said, simple questions, simple answers. You said you was a jive artist. Was you? Well, I used to be, I am one. Okay, like I said. They dropped you after you signed, after your album stopped at like 135. You said you sold 500,000 records, right? Yeah, something like that. 400,000, 300,000, 200,000, 100,000. Well, a little bit more than that, man. They was playing, man. Ooh, man. You got me thinking about that song. Well, let me go ahead and check and see what's going on. Right now, Illmatic was the winner. Hands down, the majority of you chose Illmatic. So we're going to do other album requests. I still got them here. I've been checking them out. So we'll definitely do more records, album versus albums. But this is going on far too long. So let's end it here. All right.